Okay, everyone. Good afternoon. I hope that you are all doing well. Can you just please do a quick confirmation here that you can hear me well? So we can get things moving. Yes, Siranjit, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for that. Thank you so much for being here in this beautiful Friday. The weather is just great. When people talk about the weather, it's because they don't have anything better to talk about. But I have so many other things to talk about. I have the awesome interviews that I'm doing with a bunch of developers for the solo coder. If you're not listening to the solo coder, you're missing out. Maybe you don't want to be a coder. That's fine. That's okay. But there's so much experience. I wouldn't say wisdom, but a lot of experience from the people that I talk to for the podcast. A lot of I learn a lot. Okay. I have 25 years in this industry, and every time I talk to a developer, to a coder, I learn a ton of stuff. Okay, so have a look. That's my advertisement for the show. Okay. Again, I hope that you are all doing fine, that your week is closing in a high note. We have a deadline today. I'm hoping that you have been able to submit, getting your assignment number 3 done. Again, thanks, Siranjit. Yes, promote, but the good word out there, for the podcast. I love doing it. I really have a lot of fun doing it, and I keep thinking, how can I make it better? Anyway, so the end of week 11, we are exactly 2 weeks away from closing our semester. Today in the morning, I was meeting with the Centennial staff. Yes, I'll miss you all as well, but as I said before, we'll keep in touch. I'll be celebrating here, and I'll be posting my congratulations when I see every single one of you getting hired. Announce that on your LinkedIn profile. Please, friend me on LinkedIn. Connect with me. I want to see your journey. I want to follow your journey. I'm so excited when I see a student of mine got a job. I'm super excited when I see that. I'm super. So again, stay in touch. But what I was trying to say is that we had a meeting today with the Centennial faculty, and we're talking about next semester. So things are lining up well for next semester. I'm really excited for next semester too. A blended mode. Yes, Sanshit. So insights here. What is it that, to be quite honest, there are still things that I want to know, and that was not the meeting to ask for that. The meeting for next semester will be really coming a little bit later in this month. But basically, yes, I think I was mentioning in this section yesterday, what is the blended? Blended is a mix of online on your own time and instructor guided content, okay? How exactly this is formatted, to be quite honest, is being planned right now. Right now, I'm personally involved on putting together the Comp 100 and Comp 123 for the online blended version. No? So I know what's been worked on. I know that there's a lot of smart people. I'm not including in that group of smart people. There's a lot of smart people putting this together. So next semester, I think that we came from 1.5 semesters online. We learned a lot, and next semester will be even more smooth for all of you, for all of us, because there's no obligation anymore of having 4 hours synchronous time with the instructor. So there will be some flexibility there. I think again we are getting this better and better. We I'd say that we were pushed into this environment within a week notice. Then we had 1 semester already of experience with this, and now the next semester is lining up to be even more, I'd say, more in line with what online, with the possibilities of online. Online synchronous, yeah, it's good, it's fine, but it's limiting. So we're gonna go online blended. We're gonna go, there will be parts where you're gonna see the instructor there, online, real time, and there will be times that you're gonna be doing that by yourself, on your own time, you know, on your own rhythm, okay? So, Sanshi, to be quite honest, there weren't big announcements for next semester yet. The meeting to talk about next semester will still is about, it's still to happen a little bit later after the semester is done. But this is what I can tell you about blended. That's what I know about blended. And let me know. I mean, they ask me what you guys are asking me. So I mentioned exactly this question from yesterday. I told them that you guys want to know more about how is this blended mode organized. And I'm giving my spiel here. Okay? Okay, great. Yeah, Christine, I mentioned that, to be quite honest, I mentioned that some students were complaining not having the reading week. I mentioned that. But I think that with this blended mode, Christine, the pressure to have a week of break will be less because the obligation of being real-time live with the instructor will be cut in half pretty much, you know. So I think that, yeah, we're still gonna miss the reading week, but we're gonna miss less because now we're gonna have less of this obligation of being online with the instructor for 4 hours a week, you know. No, Sanchit, we don't have to go to the campus. No, only if you were in the computer network, is that there is some in-person things happening, but not for coding, not for code, not for programming, not for develop, not for your programs. Okay. Yeah. So Jayton, no, you don't have to come to the lab. No, not at all. For the coding classes for this program, software engineering, however it's called, I don't remember on top of my head. No, you don't have to. Okay. Samir, sometimes 4 hours with professor was not enough to clear our concepts. Now Centennial cut the time in half. It's getting more difficult for us to cope in online. Okay, Samira, with the fact that we don't have 4 hours online, it doesn't mean that you don't have the possibility to discuss with the professor. You can still book time with the professor. You're gonna still have synchronous time every week with the professor, where that will be the time to ask your questions. So I don't know. I understand. I respect your opinion. I disagree with that. Okay, I think that it will be a more flexible mode, to be quite honest. Okay. Yeah, Jayton. So it is it is online. Again, no way around that, Jayton. Sorry about that. But again, everyone, to be quite honest, I have a suggestion for you. Get used to it, you know. Just get used to it. That will be that will be most like one thing that will guarantee to stick around is having a lot of online stuff, not only education but work as well. So get used to that. Ashik, we have projects next semester. Do you think it will be a bit tougher for us to do it online? Projects. I don't know what you mean by project. Project in the sense of assignments project. It won't be any more difficult than what it is right now, to be quite honest. Yeah, this will be a bit of a new norm, Christine. Again, things will come to a certain norm again at some point, but there will be a new norm, okay? So get used to this, everyone. Yes, there's a balance there. There's a trade-off, you know, Sanchit. There is a trade-off. To go to class, yes, it's great. I get it. There is the face-to-face interaction is very different. However, again, let's look from a positive standpoint as well. Now you don't have to spend time driving or commuting to the college. You can use this time to, again, study more, or do some other things, So again, as this is a situation that it's not going to change too much in the near future, let's do the best we can. There's the saying that if you're given a lemon, make sure that you make the best lemon juice out of that lemon. Even if that lemon is very bitter, is very, what is that? Sour, bitter? I don't remember the name. But again, make the best juice that you can, because that's what was given to you, to us, to me. Okay? Make a lemonade. Yes, lemonade. I missed the lemonade name. That's it. Okay. Okay, great. Andrew, Christine. Yes, winter time. Can you believe that? There's no excuse now not to come to college, not to come to class. Oh, there's a snowstorm. Okay, you are home. That's fine. Yes, and you can sleep in during the winter semester. Okay, everyone. Great chit-chatting. But let's get down to business here. Can we please do some business? Okay. Let's do some business. Let's reconnect with where we left off yesterday. So, who can tell me, who remembers after a night of sleep? Problem, assignment, project, those stuff, we're gonna talk about them after we are done with the content that I have to deliver. So hold your question there. We're gonna talk about that. Okay? Okay, so from yesterday, where did you leave? Where did we leave yesterday? Where did we stop yesterday? Do you remember? Do you remember at least the topic? After a night of sleep, maybe you sleep off the lesson from yesterday. You sleep out of your brain. Yes, create user, the view, the create user. We are now able to create users. Okay? So how about we have a look at that? Create user view. We did a view, we did the action as well. So we have been able to save, to create a new user. So let's reconnect with that exactly. I'm gonna run the application here. Let me just reduce the size. Let's have a look. We stopped right. Let's see. We did this, we created admin controller, and we did this one. So we did exactly this. We created the action, the create view, we created the user view model, we created the create post as well. Okay? We did all of that. I think I have a problem here. Let's see. Unable to connect to IIS Express. Let's see what's happening with IIS Express. Let me try again here. Okay, so how about I try to restart this because I think I know. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, hold on. Why is it? Okay, if you're getting this kind of error, close everything. Close, not everything, but at least Visual Studio. So I'm gonna close things here and see if I can open this. Okay, I got it to work. Now, Samira, I got it. Again, I just tried something here. To be quite honest, don't explain me what is that option because I really don't know. But I have selected here, instead of IIS Express, I selected users and it worked. Again, let's not get into why is that, what is that, because I really don't know. But I don't want to restart the computer because, again, the meeting will go away and then we have to reconnect. So it's more work. Anyway, I got it to work. Let's run it. So I was about to show you this, the fact that we can go now to, what is that? Is that admin index? Is that it? Yeah. And then we can create a user from here. Okay. So we are able to, let's see, secret. Actually, let me show you something. Remember that our password needs to be complex. It needs to have 7 characters, lowercase, uppercase, numbers, symbols. I'm gonna put a very simple password here. So 3 characters. If I try to create, look, it doesn't create, it doesn't go back, it stays in the same screen, it stays in the same view. Okay, now I'm gonna put the correct one. Secret 1, 2, 3, and blah blah blah. Okay, create. Now it created properly. Okay, so we have gone this far. We need to fix validation in the view, and we need also to add delete and edit. Right now we just have create. I will show how to do the validation. I will show you how to do the delete, but you will take care of the editing button, the edit button, the button that will allow the user to update this entry. For that, you're gonna follow the instructions that is available on the Centennial, but we're not there yet. We're gonna do this in the second half of our class today. For now, let's focus first on, let's see here. Let's focus first on enhancing this interface here, okay? We're gonna pretty it up a little bit. We're gonna make it look a little bit better, okay? We're gonna do some styling on it. So let's go back here to the view, to the admin, and to the create. Okay, so we're gonna reformat this a little bit better. We're gonna put a title. We're gonna make use of some classes from Bootstrap. Okay, we're gonna be using some Bootstrap classes. And by the way, I'll be sharing this code as soon as we are done here with this step. I'll be sharing the code, and you're gonna use that as your own starting point. Okay, so we're gonna start by adding a div here to the top that will show the title, create user. Okay, just a div here, nothing much, just some HTML and a few Bootstrap classes here. This is for the title. Okay, so if we refresh there, you see the title. Let's embellish this a little bit more. I'm gonna replace these controls, those inputs, with inputs and labels as well. Let's, again, the idea is to make this look a little bit prettier, so we're gonna make it more comprehensive, let's put it this way. Instead of using just the username here, I'm gonna put this inside a div that has a class form group. I have a label for the username, and I have a control, I have an input for the username as well. All of that is inside a div. So we are using some classes here from Bootstrap to make this look a little bit better. But in this process, we're gonna take care of fixing the validation as well. So look at this. We have username, email, passwords. Password is missing something here, the type. Type is password. Okay, then we have create button. Let's enhance this create button with a class as well. So far, let me refresh this. Look, starting to look a little bit more decent, a little bit more presentable. Okay, let's enhance this button. Let's make it look a little bit better. We're gonna use some classes here as well. And we're gonna have another option that allows the user to cancel this and go back to the index, okay? So we're gonna have a cancel link here as well. It points back to the index, which is the list of users, and we have a class here, and we have it called cancel. Let's refresh this, and now we have create and cancel. Create is a button, cancel is a link. However, because of the styling, both of them look like a button, isn't it? But cancel is just a link. It's just an A tag. So if I click here, it goes back. If I click create, it comes back. If I click create here, let's see what will happen here. What will happen if we click create here? Let's see. Uh-oh. Houston, we have a problem here. The problem is that, let's think about this. Shouldn't those 3 fields be mandatory? Aren't they required? Shouldn't they be required? They should, Samira. Yeah, they should be required. So, who can tell me what should I do to make those 3 fields required? What should I do? Where should I go? Yes, Sanshit, yes, Jaitan, yes, Siranjit. We have to go to our models. We are using the user model class, and here we're gonna do that. So we're gonna do a data annotation. Yes, Sanshit, Ashik, we're gonna do this. Required requires a namespace. Data annotation, so here's a namespace. And we're gonna do this for each one. Let's see now how this will work. Actually, let's have a peek at the controller as well. Look, our create is here. This will be interesting. Let's see. So we're gonna go back. We're gonna run this again. Let's go there. No, not create. Index. And then we go to create. And then I'm going to try to create. And it doesn't do anything. And the reason why it's not doing anything, actually, even if I put here and here, it's not doing anything. Because, look, in our code right now, look what it does. This is the post method of the create, okay? Of the create action. It checks if the model state is valid. Because we're gonna have to do that, Siranjit, all validations. Yep, we're gonna do this. Because our model is not valid, we have 3 fields that are required and we fill out only 2 of them. When we test model state is valid, it becomes false. So it does not do this. It jumps here. So it calls the same view, create, with the same model. The model that is missing, in our case, the password. Okay? In the test that I did. How about we add some message here? Because it's great that it's not saving, that's fine, it's working as it should, but what is missing? Yes, Sanshit, it's valid, it's returning false. But what are we missing here? What is it? What is it that you miss here? Yes, we are missing to display a message. There's no message here telling me what's the problem. So we're gonna be using the tag helper to help us create a div inside our create view that will display the problems, the validation issues that we had, okay? So I'm gonna create a div using a tag helper called ASP validation summary. And I'm gonna show all kinds of validations in this spot. We're gonna put this inside a class. Actually, we're gonna call the text danger class to make it make it in red font, and we're gonna close this. So what this will do is whatever error message that needs to be displayed, it's gonna be displayed inside this guy here. So let's try this again. I just saved. I'm gonna refresh here. Look. And here we have. The password field is required. If we don't add anything, let's try to create. Username field is required, the email field is required, the password field is required. So now we can see the problem and the user take appropriate action towards that, okay? Great, so let's create a user here. Let's create another user. I'm gonna put my brother's name. I like to use my brother's name for those things. So let's see. Let's mess around with password a little bit. Let's put 2 characters. Just 2 characters. Let's see what will happen here. Whoops. No message. It's not saving, but it's not giving me any message. Why is that? Why? God, why? Well, let's figure that out. Let's have a look here. Let's go to our create. Now we need to change a little bit the code here. What is happening is this. It's checking if the model is valid. It is valid because I put a password. It creates the user in memory, but when it tries to save the user, the result does not succeed. We did not add messages if password is incorrect. Yes, we did not add yet, but we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that now. So the problem is result is not succeeded. It exits this and it goes back to the view. It stays in the view, but does not provide any validation message to me. So I don't know what's going on as a user. Now, how can I do the validation? How can I show some validation message? Well, we can do an else statement here. We can say else. Now, how do I know what are the problems with the password? Well, we can have multiple problems there. Don't you agree with me? If I just put 2 characters, the password is not the correct size. There is no, let's say, numbers, no digits, no uppercase, no lowercase. It can be a bunch of problems. We can have a actually, we can have a collection of errors that we're gonna have to loop through to collect the problem of each error in this collection. The question is, where is that collection? Well, results has a property, a collection actually, called errors. Look at this. Errors is an enumerable of type identity error. So what we have with errors is a collection of problems. What were all the problems with the password? Maybe with the username as well. Maybe we have duplication there. So we're gonna have to loop through this collection, collect all the problems, and display the problems in the view. Okay? So we're gonna do this. We're gonna use a for each to loop through the collection. For each. The name of the type is identity error. So for each identity error, I'm gonna call this error in where? Well, in results.errors. Do this. Now it's a matter of figuring out what should be done here. Well, here's the thing. We need to provide some feedback to the model, to the view, that those were the problems. The model state object, it provides us with a method that we can populate the problems that happened with this model. So we can do something like this. Model state dot add model error. And it's a method that has a key and a value. The value that's going to put here is the error dot description. So we are populating this collection, the model state collection of errors. When this gets sent to the view realizes, okay, there are 2 errors here. Let me display them. And it displays the errors at the top of the form where we put the ASP validation summary. It's displayed right here. Okay? So we are looping through the problems. Okay? This works like a dictionary where we have a key and we have a value here. I don't care really about the key. I don't care about the messages here. So with this done, let's give this another try. Okay. Okay, click create. And again, let's not put anything. So we have the required validation. Then let's put some information here. And then let's work with the password. So I'm just gonna put SE. Create. Look. Now our methods, our loop is returning this. Look, we have 4 errors. 4 errors. Password must be at least 7 characters. Password must have at least 1 non-alphanumeric character. Password has to have a digit. Password has to have an uppercase. So let's start to fix this. Say SEC capital A. Look, now we just have 3 errors. So as you can see, we are working this out. So let's put secret 1, 2, 3 capital symbol. Okay? Now it should work. And there we have the second user. Okay? Awesome, Sanchit. Very good to know. Samira is not very convinced yet. I can see a little bit of hesitation with Samira. Can I help you, Samira, with anything? With your You sound a little bit incredulous, you know. Yeah, right. Kind of saying, yeah, I believe that. Yeah, this is easy, yeah. Sometimes, just reading text, it doesn't really give the proper mood of the person on the other side, you know. So, anyway, any questions here with what I've done so far? Any questions here? Because I want to do the deleting. I want to put together the delete. Anything comes to mind here? I have a question for you. When I click create and I click create here, do you think that there's a way to make this more efficient? Because right now I don't think that this is very efficient. Yes, Sanchit, we can do. Right now, when you click create, who is validating this form? Who's validating that? Who's doing that? It is a server. So the server, the code in the server is validating this. But what a waste of time, of energy, of resources to do a back trip to the server just to figure out, I need username, I need email address, passwords. It's a waste of resources, a waste of time when we can validate those things in the client side. So we're not gonna do this, but what should we do to perform client-side validation here? What should we add here? What should we put together here? What is the library that we need to add to make client-side validation? We saw that before. Just want to see if anyone remembers. Yes, Siranjit. Yes, sorry, I just saw that now. We need to use some jQuery here. We need to add 3 jQuery libraries to perform the validation in the client side automatically for us. We don't even have to write one single line of code here anymore, aside from adding the libraries. But we're not going to do that. We're going to focus here now. Yeah, Jayton. So again, validating. We would be using the validate library, or library of jQuery. Okay. Not going to use this right now, but that's fine. We're going to be creating the delete option here. This delete here. Okay. So where we put that together? Well, let's go to our list here.
Professor?
Yes.
For now, we can at least add required to the input field.
We did that. Oh, you mean in the sorry, in the here?
Yeah. Required.
Yeah, but in a way, Jayton, we did that when we set up the model.
Yeah, but if we put the required in the HTML, it will at least stop in the client side.
I see. I get it. I get what you're saying. Okay, that's a great point. So I think that's how is that done, Jayton? Is that required equals to true or just required?
That's it.
Okay, so let's try this. Let's give this a try here. Create. And create. Okay, look at this. That's awesome. Awesome. Now, I only have one little, I would say, problem with that. Again, great point. Great. Love that, Jayton. The only point that I have, I would say, a little bit against this is because now you would have to define required in two places. Here, in the view, and in the model as well. Okay? But again, love the solution. Really like that, Jayton. Thanks for bringing that up, okay?
It will be required in both sides, because here it will save server resources and there it will stop SQL injections.
I get it, Jayton, but here's the thing. In the client side, we can use the jQuery libraries to do that for us.
Yeah, but at least without jQuery library, at least it will still save.
That's fine. You're right. You're correct. Okay? Great point. Love that, Jayton. Love. Really like that. Thank you. Okay, so let's work on our delete. Okay? So we're going to go to our index view. In the index, I'm going to add a new column here. I'm going to add a new column for the actions. I'm going to make this core span of 4. And I'm going to add the delete here. TD. And a little delete right here. So let's just refresh this. Okay. So, of course, this is a button. This needs to change a little bit. But here's the thing. We have to think about this. Delete. Is this going to be a get action or a post action? A get or a post? We're not going to ask for confirmation or anything, okay? So, are we going to change it right away? Are we going to make change to the database right away after we click on delete? Yes, we are changing. So because we are performing a change right on that action, delete will be a post, okay? Delete will be a post. Edit, because you're going to be redirecting to another view, edit will be a get, but delete will be a post. So, to make this a post, what HTML tag should I evolve, or should I wrap delete around? A form. Yeah, Shaker, Siranjit, Hazel, a form. We have to do this in a form. Okay? So we're gonna add a form here. The form will have an action. Let's call the action delete. Okay? It's very simple here. The methods should be a post. Now, when we perform a deleting on anything, what is the information in this case that I need in order to perform the correct deletion, to delete the correct user? What do I need? The ID, okay? I need the ID. So you could do something like this, ASP-route-ID. You could do it here, and then you could make it at user dot ID. This will be fine. However, when we are performing a change, a post, I really would rather have this information as a hidden field, okay? Instead of being in the URL, I would rather have this as a hidden field. Jayton, user ID, you can put it in an A tag. Okay, so Jayton, to be quite honest, don't use links to make changes to the database. Links are usually a sign of a get, not a post. Technically speaking, you can perform a change using a link. However, links, they are as a standards, they are usually gets, not posts, okay? So if you need to perform a change using this type of approach, don't perform that with links. Perform that with, because again, traditionally, links are supposed to be, and I'm talking about link tags, are supposed to be done for getting, you know, for linking to another page or to another view, but it's not really to perform an action there, okay? It's just in terms of good practice and standards, okay? So here, I'm not gonna use the routing the URL, I'm gonna use the hidden field. So you're gonna create a hidden field here, a hidden input, type, this is hidden, the name, I can name this as ID, and the value will be the same one as we had before. It will be at user dot ID. We're gonna close this, and here we have the ID of the user. Yes, yeah, the type is hidden. So we have the ID of the user that we want to delete. This delete must be what? What should we convert this to? A button, yes. So let's make this as a button, as Philippe is mentioning. Okay, button, delete. It's submit, the type will be submit. Yep, Philippe, thank you for that. And I think we should be good here. Let's have a look. We only did things in the view, so we should be able just to refresh this. So let's try to refresh. We have the button there. We can make it look a little bit better. Actually, let's just do that. So let's use a certain class to give to this button. And now it shows delete. If I click there, it doesn't work because I don't have a delete action. So could we remove the form and make the button method post? I don't know if there is a method here. Is there? I mean, there is no such thing, Philippe. There's no method here in the button itself. The button submits a form. That's what the button is all. The button submit is all about, is submitting a form that it is inside. So again, there's no method for the button itself, you know. No problem. Okay, now what? What's the next natural step here? What would you say? What do we need to do next? We need to create the action, the delete action. Yes, Siranjit, Sanchit, and Hansel. We need to do that. So let's go back to the admin controller. And here let's add the delete action. Okay, so now in a way the delete action has various similarities with the create as well. So let's have a look. I'm gonna say public delete. We're gonna be able, because it's a post, so HTTP post, this will be using a method from user manager. User manager, all methods are asynchronous. Asynchronous require await. Await requires the method to be asynchronous as well. Okay, so the method is asynchronous. We have to envelop, to wrap the type around the task. Okay, so we have to do this, and we have to call the delete here. What is the name of the parameter that delete has? ID. What is the type? What is the type of ID? Is that an int? Is that? ID is a string. I don't know if you remember, and once you rerun, you're gonna see that. The user ID is not an integer. The user ID is a huge, unique string. Very long one. Okay? So ID is a string actually for our users, you know. So here, the way this works is that, well, let's stop. Oh, actually, yeah, let's go back here. Look, here's the ID. You have this huge unique ID that is available as the user ID, okay? Now, first, we're gonna have to load the user that matches this ID. That's the first step. Why? Because we have to load it, and then in the collection, in the user manager, we need to tell it, remove this user from the collection. I cannot tell remove the user that has his ID. No, I have to load the user, and then in the collection I have to say remove this user. So I'm gonna say app user, I'm gonna call it user. We're gonna be using a method from user manager. The method is find by ID asynchronous, and we're gonna send the ID inside. Now this is an asynchronous method. We have to use the await keyword. So this line is declaring a user and loading the user based on the ID here. Okay? Now, as an extra precaution, before I do anything with this user, I'm gonna test if user is different from null. It means that the user still exists. Then remove it. And then we're gonna have an else here as well to give a message, an error message, and we're gonna see that. But how can we remove the user? Well, look at this. The same way as we use a result, identity result, when we try to create the user to see if the user was created properly, we're gonna have also a result when we try to delete the user. Okay, so I don't know where. In front of me, I have just my laptop, some shit, and another monitor here. So I just have two monitors. Just that I have a big, I think it's a 23 inches monitor. It's not that big, but I have my laptop here in front of me and a side monitor. And I have another monitor, a little monitor here, but it's for a different computer. So, yeah, I love my setup, you know. I love my kingdom. This is the only room in my house that I'm the boss. Everything else, somebody else is the boss, you know. Oh my. Okay, show around. I'm gonna show Philip. Now you have to keep a secret, okay? You have to keep some secrets. If I show around, you have to keep secrets. You cannot tell anyone what I have here. So let's see. I'm just checking if there's anything sensitive here. No, there's nothing. So here we go. for a 360-degree that I have never shown to any class out there. You will be the first one. So here we go. There we go. So let's see. Some stuff there. My lights, which I don't turn on unless I'm doing some recording for courses that I'm producing. And then you have my I don't know, my mess there, and my books there, and whoop, now let's go up and to the side. So we have my second set of lights, and a big panel there with scrappy stuff from my kids. And yeah, those things are called DVDs. Yeah, I know you don't know what they are anymore, but those were DVDs. That's how software used to be delivered, like that, you know. So that's me. Yeah, that's my setup. Yes. So I have this office after we had our second daughter. She is 9 years old now, but yeah, she took my room upstairs, and I had to make another room for her. Yes. Yeah. So the wall. No. Now the wall is a different thing. Just one thing. Each and every single brick of those, I put those bricks by myself. You know, I was the one cutting the wall, putting the bricks one by one by myself. Okay. Okay, so let's see how my camera is looking like. I just want to make sure that, yes, yeah, okay, so let's make this a little bit there, and here we have, great. Well, not tape, Philippe, not tape. Anyway. No, I'm in the basement, yeah. Yeah, Philippe, your parents have tons of those ancient stuff. Shake it, it's still a brick wall. Who told you that it's not a brick wall? It's a brick wall. Come on. Anyway, let me keep moving here. Okay, so let's wrap this up. Identity arrow here. I'm going to call this arrow, and then I'm going to try to delete the user. So I'm going to say user manager dot delete async. Delete async will receive the user. Okay, and we're gonna use the await keywords. It's an asynchronous method. We have to use the await keywords. What is the error here? I think this is fine. Oh, not the identity error, sorry. Identity result. Great, okay. So, we're gonna test if no, not error, this is result. Let's call it result. So if result dot succeeded, if it was okay, great. We're gonna redirect return redirect to action. We're gonna redirect to index. Okay. Remember that we use redirect during posts to go away from the posting to a new location. So if you click refresh button, it's not going to be trying to delete again and again and again. It's going to be redirected to another view. However, if this does not succeed, We're gonna do exactly like this, what we did for the create. We're gonna test if it succeeded. If it did, redirect to index. If it did not, collect the errors. We're gonna do exactly like this. So I'm just gonna replace here. Okay? So if succeeded, go back to index. If it did not succeed, show the error. Okay? Now, let me ask you this. When do you think that the user would no longer exist here? Because look at this. I'm trying to delete. If I'm trying to delete that user, it's because the user exists, isn't it? Why am I testing if the user exists or not? What would be a scenario that this could be useful for? Think of this. Think of this. Let's say you have two.
Hello, Professor.
Yes.
Like if same two user trying to delete at same time.
Exactly. Exactly. Yes, Siranjit. That's the example that I was gonna give. You have two users with the same view open at the same time. If user 1 click deletes and deletes the user, user 2 still sees the user there. If they click delete, they're gonna have a problem there. Okay? So if I click delete in the second one, I test if the user exists, the user does not exist. So I'm just gonna add a message to the model state that says, actually model state dot add model error, and I'm gonna say user no longer exists. User. Okay. So that's this show the front ends. And then if the user is null or if it was not successful, we're gonna, I'll answer the question in a second. We're gonna return to the same view. Well, we are in the index view. With a message. Not with a message, sorry. With the users, the user manager dot users. So, if something goes wrong with the deletion, we stay in the same view and we load the users again. There's something off here. Okay, let me see the question here. Shakia, could temp data be used here as well? Okay, so Shakia, it potentially can be used. However, this add model arrow is already built for that. It's already built to allow the controller to communicate a problem to the view. Okay? That's why we're going to be using this standard that comes from the framework itself. So again, data could be used, but this is already a pre-built feature and structure that will allow you to manage errors way better than the manual things that you're going to have to do to be able to manage that via temp data. But yes, it's actually a good idea. You know, it's a good thinking, very good thinking that you mentioned there. Let's give this a try. Okay, so admin index. Let's try to delete the first one here. Great, it deleted. Let's try the other approach that I said. If we have two screens open like this. Let's delete here. It deleted fine. This one here is still showing. If we try to delete here, it deleted as well. Why? Well, it should have shown. I was expecting to see the user not found. Oh, I see. I think I know. Okay. Oh, of course, I know. What's the problem here? Because we don't have in the index. We need to create this. Look, we need to have this as well there. The validation summary, we didn't have that there. So if I go back here and I put validation summary at the top, this will then work. Look. Again, we didn't have a place to display the arrow there. That was it. I'm going to create the user. Okay. I'm going to open this again in a second tab. I'm going to delete from the first one. That's all fine. When I try to delete from the second one, now it says user no longer exists. That's fine. That's what we expected, okay? Great. We are going straight here today, but the good thing is that we're going to have time for exercise, so you can take your break on your own time. Let's make that way instead of taking 5 minutes, okay? You're going to have time during the exercise time. So, any questions? Any questions here? By the way, I'm going to share this code right now with all of you via Slack and via Padlet, okay? So I'm going to just zip it up. But in the meantime, think if you have any questions about this.
Could you also share in eCentennial?
I will share in Centennial, but after the next class, okay? So at the end of the day today, I will put this on Centennial, but not right away, because I want the next section to be able to go through the same exercise as you are going through right now. So again, I'm gonna, to make it easy for you all, here is the link to Padlet. That's the first place that I'm gonna place it there. It's going to be there in a second, and Slack as well. Count do not any parameter. I'm not sure what you mean, Sanjeev. Can you unpack that a little bit? Okay, so it's also the code on Slack. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is, actually, before I explain the exercise, let me take a quick attendance here. So if you want to take a break, you can. So as you hear your name, just say hi in the chat, okay? Here we go. Andrew, Ashik, Asmita. Andrew there, Ashik there, Asmita there. Deepika, Dharmik, and Diraj. Dharmik, Deepika, and Diraj. Okay. Philip is there. Gunit, Hansel. Hansel is there. Deepika is there as well. Okay, Deepika. Okay, Hansel. Okay, Harry, Hossein, and Janjit. Janjit is there. Hossein is there. And Harry. Harry Zul. Oh. Jaitan, you're there. John, Mary Christine, and Minu. Christine is there. John, are you around? Yep. Minu. Parinda, Prablin, and Raul. Shakir, you're there. Ritesh, Samira. Samira, you're there. Yep, of course. Ritesh. Parwinder and Prablin. Parwinder and Prablin. Prablin is there, okay. Ritesh. Sanchit is there. Sanjeev is there. Alireza. Shivansh and Siran Sahota. Alireza, Shivansh, and Siran Sahota. Okay. Siranjit is there. Sarab, Stephen, and Thurikai. Christine. Okay. Stephen are around, and Sarab. Sarab, no, okay. Great. Okay, so a few things that we can do. One is, if you want, you can ask me questions about the assignment, about the project. I'll leave it up to you. I'll be all the time logged in online. So that's one option. You can ask me questions, you can share your screen, I can help you out if you need, if you are stuck on anything. That's one. Second thing, you can focus on the exercise that you're going to be doing today. The exercise, you can go to week 11, download the source code that I have provided on Padlet or Slack. This is a source code that goes as far as what I just showed you, okay? And go through this PDF, implementing the edit feature to be able to create an edit button to the list, so you are able to edit the user. Now, this editing is asking you to create a new view to handle that, okay? So we're going to be creating a button right here. Besides the delete, you're going to have, well, we don't have user, so besides the delete, you're going to have an edit button. And you're going to be able to change the information of the user. That's what you're going to be doing on your own. I'll not be demonstrating that. You're going to just follow along the instructions on this PDF. The PDF, this content here came straight from the book. It's the final few pages of chapter 28. Okay, so you're going to follow this along. What else? What else we have here? Again, I'll be here to answer questions. Oh, and once you do the edit feature, deploy it to Azure. You don't have to, but give it a try. Impress me. Okay? Deploy to Azure. Send the link. Not worth any bonus, not worth anything else. Bonus are done. We're done with that. But again, I want to see, wow, you did it. Yet, another one, another link on Azure. So build the edit feature. Once it's working, try to deploy the application to Azure. If you don't have time to do everything today, which most likely we don't, carry on your own. Now, a note about next week. Next week will be about exercises. Okay, it will be about a lot of practicing. Again, you can carry on this exercise here at home. But next week in class, we're gonna do practice. We're gonna practice for the test as well. So next week, there's no new content. New content, we finished today. This was the last piece of content, of new content that you have gone through, and we are done here. Next week, it's about reviewing for the test. It's about exercising. The week after is our final week. The first day is the test. The second day is the presentation. And we wrap things up for the semester. Okay? Christine, the test is not hands-on. The test is multiple choice, most of it. There will be 2 questions that are coding related. You have to do a little bit of coding, but not too much. Very few lines of code, but it's mostly multiple choice. You're gonna have some true and false, but that's about it. I think there are about 30 to 40 multiple choice questions on that test. Okay, great. Sanchit, in the presentation, do we have to create a PowerPoint or just demonstrate the project? Okay, I'll leave it up to you. I usually recommend a PowerPoint because the PowerPoint can guide your presentation better. You can move from slide to slide and you can say, oh, now I remember, I have to show this. Oh, I have to show that. So PowerPoint helps to guide your presentation, but you don't have to. And timeline you're gonna have from anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes to go through your presentation. Okay, 10 minutes is fine, 15 minutes maximum. Okay, awesome. And again, 15 minutes we have up to, so again, one day should be more than enough to go through every single presentation. Okay, great. So if you need a break, go for a break. If you stick throughout, I'll be here. If you have questions for assignment, I'll be here. If you have questions for projects, I'll be here. Again, I'm here until our 4:20 time, okay? So use as you see fit the next 30 minutes, maybe to implement that feature, maybe to ask questions. I'm here for you. That's what we did. We did the delete button, and that's the exercise. You're not going to use the no edit option. You're going to use the code that I have provided on either Padlet. I did that on Padlet. Here and on Slack as well. I remember someone had a question about assignment 3. I don't remember who had that, but this is the time. This is the best time to ask your questions about assignment 3, about the project. Again, share your screen. Are we having a problem? Share it. I have a look for you, with you.
Professor?
Yes.
I have an issue with deploying the project on Azure.
Okay.
So can I share my screen?
You can.
Within 5 minutes, I'm just deploying again.
Okay, so yeah, tell me when you are ready, okay?
Yeah. Yes, Professor.
Just a quick note, if anyone has not done the student survey, please do it. I will be sending next week an email to the ones that did not do it yet. Okay, so if you get an email from me next week, it's because you did not do it yet. I don't know what you're gonna put there, but again, I know whether you did it or not.
Hi, Ederson.
Yes.
How are you?
Very good, Sanjeev. How are you?
I'm fine. I need your help. I'm getting some problem. Maybe I don't know if this is related to database or not.
That's fine. That's fine. I will allow you to share your screen. Okay.
Yes, sure.
Okay. So all yours.
So I can share my screen now.
Yes, you can.
So I have to share my screen. Okay. Can you see my screen now?
1 second. Okay, it's coming up. Yes, yes, I can. Yes. Okay. Okay, so let me read the message there. So the instance of entity type in recipe cannot be tracked because another instance with the same key value for the recipe name. Okay, so can you show me your model? Your recipe model.
Okay, I can close it, yeah?
Yes, you can.
That's my model here.
The new recipe model, the new recipe class.
New recipe class.
Okay, so let me ask you this: what is the primary key of your class?
That is a recipe name.
Really? So I cannot have two recipes with the same name?
No, it can't be different. Yeah, because I didn't put before I started. I didn't put any ID there.
So you have two. You have two.
But a recipe both recipe cannot be same name. It can be possible, yeah.
Yeah, I can have two recipes with the same name. Do you think that all recipes of chicken recipe?
But one is chicken curry, one is other things. We don't know Indian normally.
My chicken curry, I'm sure it's different from yours.
Yes, sure.
My point is this:
Yes.
don't use recipe name as the ID. Have a field, a property called recipe ID. The problem is that it's trying to create new records in the table, and you are using recipe name as the key. Don't use key as a recipe name.
Okay.
Or now here's the thing: if you use recipe name as the key, do it. But I'm gonna take points off of that.
Okay.
Now go back to the seed data. Go to the seed data there. Okay, so look at the problem. You said that recipe name is key, but you have 3 recipes there with the same name.
Oh yes, I did it in. That's why it's giving hard time, yeah.
Well,
Okay.
you told me right now that recipe name is unique, but I see it 3 times there.
Yes, it should be different, yeah. Yes.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Okay, but again, I would recommend that you keep recipe ID. But if you go with recipe name, that's fine. But I'll be taking some points if you keep recipe name as the key.
Okay. I'll try to make an ID. Okay.
But again, if you don't have time, that's fine. Maybe just put 3 different recipes here, and this will be fixed.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
No problem.
So I should sharing the screen, or I don't know.
So you may want to turn off your sharing.
Yeah, let me try. Can you stop share? Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you. Yeah.
No problem.
Hello, Professor.
Yes.
So I'm ready.
Go
Can I
ahead,
share my
Sanjit.
screen?
Yep, go ahead. It's not sharing yet. Are you trying to share? Okay, it's showing. Starting to show.
Okay.
Okay, let me just close one thing
So,
here. Give me 1 second.
so if I run my locally and I've created the database on Azure, so it's worked fine. So here, can you see it?
Yes, I can see it.
So this is the product database and this is identity database.
Okay.
And I have connected to.
Can you zoom in a little bit because it's so small that I can barely see.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So this is the local, correct?
Right now it's not on Docker, it's on Azure. Database is on Azure, but I'm not able to publish it on Azure application.
Okay. So what is there that shows?
Yeah. It's again noticed me.
That's okay. That's okay. Take your time there.
It's due to the database because when I expand it.
That's okay. That's fine. You can just wait.
I have created almost 20 times to let's try to try.
So today we're gonna create the 21st time for the 21st time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I again delete the resources. Then I recreated all the resources again.
So just answering a quick question here in the chat. Do we have to create a space in a view for temp data? Oh, temp data, we only use temp data if we need to use temp data. No example that I gave here today had temp data on it. So again, you only use it if you really need it. And in this example, I don't think that we need it. Okay?
Let me
Anyway,
restart it.
go for, yeah, no problem.
So yeah, can you see it, Professor?
Okay, yes, I can see.
So first I have set the environment to production.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, here.
So the database is deployed already, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. So go ahead. It's compiling properly. I mean, can you just double check that?
Yeah. So yeah, it's working fine.
Got it. Perfect. So let's try the deployment. So the account there.
Yeah,
It's
I
correct
created
one?
this account.
So that's the correct one, the same one as you use on Azure, correct?
Yes, Professor.
Okay, great. Let's just wait a little bit and see what it comes up with. Okay. Okay, give it a try. Let's go to create.
So here I'm gonna click on the publish.
Okay, yeah, give it a try. Okay, someone is asking in the chat. I just tried to use temp data in my assignment 3 to let the user know when a recipe was edited or deleted. But I realized it doesn't show up. I was just wondering if I have to call the temp data in a view or if declare it in action. If you want to show the information inside the temp data in the view, you have to call temp data in the view as well. You have to print out the temp data information inside the view. Otherwise, it doesn't happen automatically. Okay?
This is the error, Professor.
Okay, great. So let's address that. So here's the problem. The problem is that this arrow is a generic arrow. Okay? So we have to figure out a way to create, to show a more precise arrow, an arrow that gives more details to me. Okay?
Okay.
So we have to open Azure. Go to Azure. Go to your Azure account. And by the way, most likely this is a problem with the database connection. But go to your Azure account. Yeah, very perfect. You are there already. So let me just have a look here. Which application was created just now? Which one of those applications? This one? Okay, go there. Go there.
Yeah, I guess this one. Yeah.
Okay, so
This one.
so open. So click there. Yep. Okay. Okay, so now go to on the sides. Scroll on the side under deployment. Go to configuration. Configuration. Yep. In configuration, let's add a new application setting. So you see that, click there. I'm gonna create an app setting, an application set with this name here. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna give you this. In the chat, I'm gonna post the name. So here's the name. This is so copy that one from the chat. And the name is that one, yep. And then the value should be true, TRUE. And then check the box that says deployment slot setting. With this option, Siranjit, we're gonna be able to see more details about this error.
So this is log activity detail?
Not so much a log, but it's more about the message. Click OK. It's not really a log. So save it. Save it there at the top. Continue. Yep. Let's try to refresh there, Siranjit. Yep. Go there. Refresh it. Hopefully, you're gonna have a more detailed error message here. Look what it says. Cannot open the server. Request my login. The client IP. Okay, so I know the problem. The problem is that go back to Azure. Go to the database. Go to SQL Server. SQL databases. Yeah. And then click on any one of those databases because they belong to the same server, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go to set file. Yeah. Scroll down. See this option. Go to the top, a little bit to the top. Right there. Hold on. You see, allow Azure services. Put the mouse down. Yeah, that one. Yes, save it. Try again. Okay, go back there. Go back there to Azure. Yeah. Try again. Okay, let's go back to Azure because I think that we may have to restart the server there. So first of all, refresh this. So Yeah, okay, so go back to home, go to app set, go to the application. Which one of those two is the application? That one? Okay, click there. Click on restart. Okay, let's try again. Okay.
But if I run on my local and using the database of Azure, so it's working fine.
Yeah, but we are trying to deploy. We don't want to run it locally. We want to deploy. Okay, you know what? Let's do what it says here. Let's try this. Copy this IP. Copy the IP. Yep. Let's try to add that to the allowed. The database are created. Did you already run the scripts in the database? Are the tables created?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Let's try here. Add that one. So rule name, you can put anything you want there. Yep. That's fine.
Professor,
Yep.
this is Sanchit this side. It is saying that web app 2020 is blocking this IP address.
Sorry. So go back there, Surajit, to the deal.
That is a different SQL server.
Oh.
No, it's working fine.
Okay.
I just put the IP address.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that was it. Okay.
Okay. So if I give you this URL, it will work for you?
Yeah.
I'll just...
Give it to me. Just copy there, put the and I will give it a try. In the chat. Okay, so I'm gonna load it. Yeah, I can see it. I can see it, and let's see if I can go to admin / list or index. I think it's index. Okay, and then admin and secret 1, 2, 3. $sign, I think it is. Okay, give it a try. Look at the URL. Scroll. Go back. See, I just changed the first one.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's working.
That's it.
Yeah, thank you, Professor.
No problem. No problem. Glad it worked. Okay.
So, Professor, why we need to add that address, IP address?
Okay, so to be quite honest, I don't know. I think it should have been enough to add that yes option. I don't know. I mean, maybe you have done something else differently, that things became a little bit different in your case. I don't know, but or actually I may know. You know, I think I know what it is. Do you know if the tables were created already before? Did you run the scripts to create the tables?
Yes, I run the script to create it here in the notepad.
Yeah, but in
Yes,
in,
I have
but,
run the script.
But did you create them in Azure?
No.
Okay, so that's it. That's it. Because here's the thing.
Yes, I changed the environment first, then I run only the identity DB context one.
That's it. That's it. You know why? What happened is that the tables for the seed data for the product, it needs to run the migration scripts for that. So in your case, the migration script is being run by the deployed application. So the deployment server needs to have access as well to do that in the database. That's why we had to open the IP. Again, it's just that if you had created both tables in both the database and the migration scripts from the console of Visual Studio, you would not have the need to do what we just did.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, so again, it was just a little bit different, but hey, we got to the same result here. That's awesome. Congrats for that, you know. So it's good to be able to deploy that live, you know.
Yes, Professor.
Very good. Okay, everyone. So I think that's it. I hope that I have answered your questions there. Okay, Samira, it's 4:20. So again, unfortunately I cannot stick around because I have another class right after this one. Okay, so if you want to send me your code, I can have a look at your code, Samira. Okay, but unfortunately I cannot troubleshoot it right now with you because again I have another class to put together right now. Again, feel free to send me your code and I can review that. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a good week, a good weekend. I'll see you all next Thursday. Come ready to do exercises to get ready for your tests, okay? Thanks so much. Have a good one. Nice rest of the day. Nice weekend. The weekend is awesome. The weather will be just great. Bye now. Bye, everyone. My pleasure, Siranjit. Samira, bye now.